Saudi activists are telling me that dozens of female protesters demonstrated in two Saudi cities today. The first, Buraydah, that is the provincial capital of Qasim, that is the ultra-conservative heartland of Saudi Arabia. The other city where there was a demonstration, Riyadh, which is the capital of the country. Now, these women came out today, many of them bringing their own children, to protest the detention of relatives who they say have been held as political prisoners in Saudi Arabia for years, without charge, without access to an attorney, and without having been tried. Now, I spoke to one of the women, whose name is Abdullah, who says she's been detained in Buraydah, that she's at the police station there. She says that all they want is to free their loved ones, that she's in that police station with her 9-year-old son, that her husband has been detained in Saudi Arabia without charge for 12 years, that enough is enough. They say that police there are asking these women to sign a document that officially they would be, if they were summoned by any government agency, that they would appear. The women say they are not going to. Now, we've reached out to the Ministry of Interior repeatedly for any kind of statement. They are not responsive at this hour. We must remind our viewers, though, that in Saudi Arabia, protests are prohibited and they are a punishable offense. Jonathan?
As we look at this video, it's extraordinary. Not only are they protesting, but these are women protesters covered from head to toe. I mean, it gives you a sense of just how constrained their lives are. As you mentioned, we don't see a lot of protests in Saudi Arabia, but how extraordinary that women would be the ones in the front lines of these protests.
It is extremely rare that women are coming out more and more. Now, in early January, we reported that there was a demonstration also in the city of Buraydah in which women came out, that they were arrested. That caused a huge uproar, and we saw other small-scale protests in various cities throughout Saudi Arabia. One of the protests, amateur video of which we saw, showed men marching down a road in that town, basically warning the Interior Ministry that it was a red line to arrest women in Saudi Arabia. It's a very sensitive issue. So you see these women that are completely covered in a country that is deeply conservative, really risking a lot by coming out and demanding the release of their loved ones from jails. It puts them at great risk. Today we're hearing that they've been arrested. We're seeing amateur video purporting to show women in Buraydah in the back of a police bus. I'm speaking to women that say that they are being held right now, that they're refusing to sign papers that the police are putting in front of them. Really shows you how sensitive the issue is. Now, this is not an Arab Spring type protest that's going on in Saudi Arabia. These are small pockets of protests that are happening in different parts of the country because women are being arrested. But it just goes to show how concern about this issue really is growing in Saudi Arabia at such a critical time as this.